Hello guys, welcome back to Java session. So we in this video we are going to cover unit 4 topics, that is AWT. What is the importance of AWT? What is the AWT hierarchy and what components which are involved to create the graphical user interface applications or web-based applications. This is the part we are going to cover in this particular video, right? Now, sir, what is this AWT means? Beta, AWT stands for, it's a window, the abbreviation for AWT is Abstract Window Toolkit, right? So basically it's an API. This is used to develop the GUI applications. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface Applications, or you can also develop the web-based applications by using this AWT in Java, right? So all the AWT components they are platform dependent. Platform dependent means they will uh, they will act according to the operating system, right? They depends upon the operating system view, right? And all the AWT components they are heavyweight. Sir, why these components are heavyweight means better they are using the resources of the operating system. That's what they are all the heavyweight components, right? So where we have all these components, better they are all available under the AWT package. This is there under the Java library. So whenever you want to get these components, you need to import java.awt. If you want all of them, then you should keep star, right? So all these classes of AWT, they are available under the AWT packages, right? Now, sir, what are the different classes or the components we have? Beta, you have like text field, label, text area, radio button, checkbox, choice, list. So these are all the different classes which are available under the AWT package, right? Now, sir, how to build GA applications by using these components means first we need to understand the hierarchy of this AWT, right? Sir, why we use this hierarchy? What is the importance of this hierarchy means? Beta, all the components they are represented under this hierarchy. So as we know, the object is a superclass for all classes. Under this, we have the component class. This is the class which is holding all the components, right? That may be button or label or text field or checkbox, choice, list, whatever it is. So it is holding all the components, right? Now we have the container. Under container we have the window, panel, and a frame, dialog, applet. These are all the things which are there under the container. Sir, what is this container? Better, this container is also a component, right? Which holds the other classes like other components like window, panel, frame, dialog box, etc., right? So all these elements like that may be button or text field or scroll bar, etc., they're all called as components in our AWT. So these are all the classes. Each component has a class. So by using them, we are going to, if you want to create a button, then we use button class. If you want to create a label, then we use label class, right? So each of the component has its own different predefined classes. By using those predefined classes, we are going to create the button and we are going to add that button to the panel, right? This is how we are going to do, right? So in order to place every component in a particular position on the screen, we need to add them to the container, right? Sir, what is this container? That in the sense, sir, I want a button. So I want to add this button to the screen means you need to place that button on the container. Sir, what is this container? Beta, as I told you, this container is also another component, right? So like it is also like button, text field, label, right? These classes extends the container also, right? So if you want to place a button on the container, you need the frame or dialog or panel, right? So that it means it that may be text class or text field. All these classes they extends the container class. They are also known as a container, that may be frame or dialog or panel, right? It is basically a screen where the components are placed at their specific locations, right? Thus, it contains uh, controllers and layout components, right? Sir, what are the different, do we have different types of containers? Of course, beta. We have four different types of containers. That is this window, panel, frame, dialog, these are all the four different types of containers. Sir, what is this window? What is this frame? What is this panel means? Now, let's discuss one by one. Coming to the window. So this is a container, as I told you, that has no borders, and we don't have menu bars, and we don't have borders, right? In order to create the window, you should use a frame or dialog or another window for creating a window, right? When it comes to a panel, it does not contains the title bar and menu bars, right? It can have the other components like button, text field, label, checkbox, and so on, right? When it comes to a frame, this is also another container. It contains the title bar and it can have the menu bars as well, right? It can have other components like button, text field, label, and so on. That in the sense, if you want to create a GUI screen, so you can implement through the frame. So how to create the frame? Better, very simple. You can create the frame in two different ways. That is either by extending the frame class or by creating object to the frame class. These are the two ways to create the frame, right? So I will cover in the example, you don't worry. Now we will understand, sir, what are the most important methods which are useful to uh, used in AWT. Better, these are the most useful methods of this component class. They are, sir, I have a component. Let's say I am created a button or I am created a label or I am created a text field. So these I want to add, these components I want to add to my panel. So then we should use the add method, right? So add method, which is used to add these components to frame, or you can say uh, another container, or you can say that may be a panel, right? Sir, if I want to know if I want to set the output size, let's say whether it is 300 by 300 or 200 by 200, for that purpose, we use this set size method. Set size method, it says the output screen size. So if you are giving 300 by 300, that is the sense width 300 and height 300, right? And the output screen layout also you can take. We have different types of layouts: flow layout, grid layout, border layout. We have something like that, right? So if you want any layout, then you can set that layout by using this set layout method. And basically this set visible method, by default it's false. If you are making true, then only you can see the output window. Otherwise you cannot see the output, right? So these are all the different methods which we use to uh, used very frequently in the AWT, right? Now let's understand the program. Sir, I want to create a simple program by using this AWT. So for that purpose I'm taking an example beta, right? So as I told you, if you want to create a button or text field or label, definitely you require the AWT package. That's what I'm importing, the AWT package. I want all the components. That's what I'm keeping star, right? So you can create the frame in two ways, either by extending the frame class or by creating the object to the frame class. First, I'm following the first one, that is I'm extending the frame class. Then I'm taking the constructor here. Sir, what you are doing? Beta, I'm creating the a frame. There I want to place a button. The button name, I want to take it as a click me. This is the output screen which I want to generate. So for that purpose, what I'm doing, I want a button. So I'm creating object to the button class, button sum b equal to new button. I'm taking the button name. So where you want to place the button and what is the output screen size, that you need to set it, right? So set bounds is the method which is used to set the boundary of this button. So what is the x-axis position? What is the y-axis position? What is the width of the button? What is the height of the button? Right? This set bounds, it has first x-axis position, y-axis position, then width of the button and height of the button. So x-axis, I'm taking 30. Let's say this is 30. Y-axis 100. This is 100 and this is 30, that is x-axis, 100, that is y-axis, and length you are taking 80 and this is 80, that is width of the button, and this is 30, that is height of the button, right? This is how I'm setting the position for a button. Now, this I want to add to the container. So add of B, if you are creating, basically this you are doing, this class is extending the frame class, automatically this button will be added to the frame, right? Now, you want to set the output screen size. So this is 300 by 300 means x-axis 300 and height, sorry, width is 300 and height is 300, right? Sir, am I taking any layout? No, beta. I'm not taking any layout. That's what I'm setting the layout as null. So set visible, I'm making it as by default true so that the output will be visible to the user. If you are not making it as true, then by default it is false. This output window will not appear in the output screen, right? Now I'm taking the main method. I'm creating object to the class so that whenever you create object to the class constructor gets executed. Within that constructor, I'm creating the frame and I'm performing the activities which is required to me. Now, if you execute this, you can see here, better these are all the lab programs which I'm taking it as example. So I'm covering the lab programs simultaneously. You practice it. We cannot do these programs, these GI programs in Tessellator and Tesseract telescope. So you can see we generated a window with size 300 by 300. So we placed a button with 30 and 100. This is the button which I created. I'm able to perform some action on this button. So when I'm generating some event, but we are unable to listen it and we are unable to perform the action, that we will see in the coming sessions. How to, whenever I'm clicking the button, how to generate the action for that and how to listen it, how to perform the respective action for that particular event, that we will see. This is the first way of creating the button meta by using a frame. Coming to the second way, if you see here, as usual, the second way is by creating object to the frame class. Now I'm importing all the required packages. Just I'm taking a class within the constructor. Now, instead of extending, what I'm doing, I'm creating object to the frame class, right? Now you are created a button, you are created a frame. To this frame, actually frame contains the borders, frame contains the menu bar, right? You don't need to generate them separately, right? You are created a button, that button boundaries you are setting, right? Next you are adding that button to the frame. So you are setting the size to the frame, you are setting layout to the frame, you are making visible as this frame, right? This is how second way of creating the frame beta, right? So this is all about the very simple example about the AWT and components of AWT. So I'm going to discuss few more examples on these different components in the due course, right? Chalo, thank you.